Making complex joinery on power tools requires a level of precision that the tools themselves may not naturally have. If you're trying to do a dovetail lap joint or a castle joint, something like that, you need to be able to create that level of precision. And honestly, if you go to your table saw and you try and use the gauges that are built into the miter gauge or in the front of the saw for setting your saw angle, they'll give you plus or minus a degree according to the markings, but it's really going to be more like plus or minus 2 degrees. And that's not accurate enough. You need to increase that accuracy, and the normal way is to use digital tools like our digital angle finder. This tool is designed to give you that level of accuracy that you need, essentially the same level that machinists use in their work. Let's start out by taking a look at the tool itself. It has 2 stainless steel arms that are graduated both in inches and in millimeters, and this is 8 inches long. Now I have other tools of the same type, and they're like 5 and 6 inches long. That extra length really helps when you're setting up things like the miter gauge on your table saw, as I'll show you in a minute. Every time you turn it on, you're re-zeroing it. So I'm going to line these 2 up on my workbench, turn it on, and it automatically re-zeros. So I know that my measurement is going to be accurate, okay? In addition to the on-off button, there's an additional 0 button. So I could take this and have an angle set and zero it at that angle, and that would allow me to measure the difference between, say, this angle here, which is something like 25 degrees, and this angle here, which is about 45. So I'm actually getting the measurement of that difference. So that's advantageous sometimes, okay? I'm gonna go back to 0. And the other button here gives me the ability to lock my measurement, okay? So let's say I'm going to measure this block of wood, which I know is 25 degrees. And I set it in place, and now I can hit that lock button. And even though I move the arms, it's going to stay right there where it was. So I can know that my measurement will remain accurately. One other lock it has is a friction lock. So if I'm using this to set up, say, 90 degrees on my table saw for my table saw blade, I can set the gauge 90 degrees and physically lock it so that the arms won't move easily. They'll still move. You can force them to move, but they won't move easily. And that gives you the ability to leave the tool set like that and get the 90 degrees on your blade. Okay, so let's look at a couple of common ways to use this gauge to set up a table saw. First thing I want to show you is setting up blade angle. Now, if you're going to do it 90 degrees, you would probably use your normal square. And if you're doing 45 and you have a speed square, yeah, you'd probably use a square for that. But what if you want something different, say like 30 degrees, okay? Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my gauge, I'll zero it, turn it on, okay? So here's 90 degrees. Actually, it says 250. Let's try it the other way. This says 90 degrees. All right, so I want to go a 30-degree angle, so that's 30 degrees beyond that. So I'm going to set this to 120 degrees. Okay, this is actually 120.1. I'm a touch off, okay? I'm trying to do it in a hurry. So now I can use this as a relative comparison for the blade. So let me unlock my blade here. And what I want to do is I want to adjust the blade to the point where I've got full contact all the way along the length there, which I now have, and lock it in. Okay, so now I know I've got an exact 30-degree angle. Why would I want to do that? Well, maybe you want to make a jewelry box, or maybe you're trying to make a coopered container or like a small trash can or something like that. Being able to set that angle very accurately is the only way you're going to get good, clean joints all the way around. Just like the same problem you have with doing miter joints for a frame. When we do different angles, we have the same issue. It just gets more complicated. Okay, so that's the first way that I use mine, and I do that fairly often. Now the second way is to set my miter gauge. Okay, so I'm going to use the same angle, that same 30 degrees. Maybe I want to make a hexagonal instead of I'm trying to do that box sort of shape. Maybe I'm trying to do a frame. I want to do a small hexagonal mirror or something like that for the entryway of my house or the bathroom or something like that. So I can put one leg of it against the blade. Now I want to make sure when I do that, I'm not in contact with any of the teeth. I want the plate of the blade. And now I can take my miter gauge, and this is a little tricky to do without seeing it, and I can run it up against this leg, okay, and I can tell, I could feel it when I brought it up there that I've got contact all the way. Now I've got that exact same 30 degrees, and I can lock this in, and now I'm ready to cut those pieces and know that that angle is going to be accurate. Again, I'm going to get nice clean joints because I've set it up accurately. There's no way you can get that degree of accuracy out of the graduations. I think of it as a protractor that's on here, or the protractor that's on the front of your table saw. Yeah, they're good enough to get close. They're good enough to say a degree, maybe 2 degrees of accuracy. But when you're trying to get those joints nice and clean, you need some real accuracy, and this is the way to get it. So this is the tool I use regularly. Now, I mentioned about the longer blades or the longer arms on this a moment ago. Let me go back to setting this in place. This is where this is really handy, okay? If I only had 4-inch arms on here, that would end like right here, okay? So look at how little contact I would have. I'd only have this little bit of my miter gauge fence in contact with that blade, okay? So by having the longer arms, I get more contact, which just helps increase my accuracy. So I've just shown you how to use the digital angle finder on a table saw, but the same thing applies to other power tools as well. This lap joint, it's a dovetailed lap joint, was cut not on the table saw, but on the radial arm saw, okay? Again, I've got to get that accurate measurement, and it's much, much easier to do with the digital angle finder than anything else I've gotten in my toolkit. The radial arm saw, just like the table saw, you're limited on the extreme accuracy you can get, and this is, it's a dovetail. It's got to be just right. Another way you can use this, if you're doing a remodeling job in your home, you may have some odd angles. A lot of homes have some odd angles in them. I once had a house that had a hexagon-shaped tower, and I built a desk into that, and you've got to be able to measure those angles. Well, here's your way of measuring those angles, okay? You set this on both legs of the wall, and you know what the angle is. Divide it in half, and you know how to cut your pieces. Even what seems to be 90-degree angles in a home rarely is, and that's due to the way they have to tape and mud the drywall, okay? Maybe it was installed at 90 degrees, but by the time you put the mud on there, you put your corner bead on the outside corner, and you put your mud on the inside corner, you actually don't have 90 degrees. You've got a little less than 90 degrees on the inside corners and probably a little more than that on the outside corners. So if you're trying to fit something into that corner, again, you'll need to be able to make that measurement. And that's another place where this tool is extremely handy.